Howdy, y'all. Maybe I'm not the only one feeling the quarantine isolation, but I figured since I don't have a walking partner, how about we all go for a hike? See you on the trail.
Well, here we are. Hopefully the camera view is not too bad. Now let's take just a quick look out here. Let some of these people pass. As you can see, there's an amazing amount of deadfall out here. The Nature Center. Take a look out back. Alright. Usually there's not that many people here. Let's see what we can get into. Let's take Wintergarden, and then we'll come back the other way. As you can see, they keep up on these trails. They actually keep them clear, and they cut all the wood and everything like that. Although it does make it seem a little sparse for being a woods walk to me personally. I figured this video would be kind of a get to know each other type thing. Not that I'll be able to know much about you guys, but you can get to know a little bit about me, I guess. To start with, we're in Bowling Green, Ohio, and I've been kind of doing a health journey thing here recently, and I have been alone for a little bit, and I miss taking hikes with somebody, so figured since we're still in the land of quarantine, the best thing to do would be to take some virtual friends with me on a little hike every now and again when I get to do this. It was Christmas just a couple days ago, so it's actually really nice weather-wise here right now. It's about 40 degrees, which in contrast to yesterday, I struggled to get up into the mid-20s, so I guess I can kind of imagine why there's a lot of people out here trying to enjoy what weather we're getting right now. As you can see, there's still a little bit of snow left on the ground, but it's starting to go away. Kind of keep a lookout on people, so I can put my mask up whenever they get close. I'm sure I look weird with a camera on my head. You know what, maybe I'll let them pass and just kind of hang out here and look out into the field for a minute. There might be editing to this. We'll go with that. I will apologize straight up to everybody if my huffing and puffing starts to bother you. I did quit smoking about 2.5 weeks ago. After almost 22, 23 years of smoking. And I found out the hard way that when you smoke for that long and as much as I did, you tend to get the lungs of a 60-year-old. So thankfully, I have noticed that they are starting to mend, but it'll be a slow process. It'll probably take almost a year before my breathing capacity is back where it used to be. But maybe if I feel like continuing to do these videos, we can all watch the journey happen as my breathing gets better. And I'm sure this is going to be my first actual YouTube video of doing something like this, so I'm sure it's not going to be great, but it's fine. They only get better, right? Since there's so many people on the back trail over there, I figure what we could do is maybe take a run over to St. John's Woods. That's the adjacent park, and see if we can have better luck that way with less people. Obviously, there's no guarantees with that, but we can hope and try, right? Big poocher up there. Big old Dane. Mask up.
Big one.
We'll take the opposite way around this time. As you can see, people here in Ohio don't really give a fuck about the mask mandate. And that pisses me off a little bit as an essential employee. A lot of these people get complacent just sitting at home, not having to think about affecting other people on a daily basis. But let's get back and try and enjoy some of these woods, eh? More people on the incoming. A lot of dogs out today. Do not blame them. I got more people incoming. Almost feel like I should just leave my mask up the whole day. But maybe we can take a different route. Kind of stay away from some people. Yep. People everywhere. I don't completely blame them, but it makes it difficult for this. You know what I mean? Mask up yet again. As you can see, only a handful of people seem to actually care. And they get real quiet when you walk by with the mask on. I find it mildly hilarious, but also greatly annoying. Well, let's take a turn through Tucker, because that guy seems to be going the same way as me. So we can kind of keep a flow going. And this is a lot denser. Still deadfall, but not nearly as much. I have been through these woods before. There's a couple, I'm sure you can probably see it already. There's a big widowmaker just sitting there. Well, a couple of them, honestly. That guy right there, and then that guy. Oh, and then that guy over there. You can see these roots just literally rip themselves right out. I do have a Instagram where I've taken some more photos of this stuff, but I figured I'd follow it up with a YouTube video and try and get the scope of what this place is like. Look at that. Just ripped it right out. It's amazing that it could stay stable there for this long and just not fall. But clearly lots of sand out here. For anybody that doesn't know, Bowling Green is considered the almost the center of the Black Swamp in Ohio. This whole area was drained by basically people creating ditches and channelways and draining this entire area. Thus why we have a very great farming community out here. Oh, look at that guy, just ripped right out. I guess it could be a girl tree too. I should stop gentrifying everything. But what they did is after draining all the swamp, you can imagine all the decomposing vegetation made for great farming land. And its flatness out here also aids in that. We don't really have any mountains to climb or anything. We barely have hills. And those don't show up until you get probably about 30 miles more south from here. Which is, I don't know, it's a good and a bad thing, I guess. Some people like it. I've grown to not appreciate it as much. But I have been here for 30 some odd years, so it's gotten a little old. As pretty as the snow can be, I would prefer to have a winter with, well, let's just say I don't want the temperature to dip below 60, maybe 50. Maybe we could compromise with a 50. Maybe 45 at night. But I really am tired of sub-freezing temperatures. Really hope the video's coming out on this. Because I will say, for as small as this place is, honestly, it's very pretty. I always like being in the woods, kind of disconnected, even though the real world is right there. It's nice to be mildly disconnected from it. And I do think that this will become a series, even if people don't watch it. Because I know there's a million people out there on the YouTubes that do stuff like this, but I do have a love for walking around in nature, so I might just start doing all the parks in my area, and as travel becomes safer, as COVID hopefully starts getting under control, I'll start doing the same thing with all those parks. Kind of for, I guess, maybe for people that don't have the ability to come out here and see what all this stuff is about, or why we pay to have city parks and trails and things like that. I think it's well worth the investment. Better than being stuck in a concrete jungle. At least 24/7, 365. And because I'm a sucker for water, this has always been my favorite little sitting spot. Of course, last time I was here, it was not frozen. Guess you could say it's not completely frozen right now, but definitely more ice than there was the last time. Take a walk down here. The trail kind of stops right here, so we'll back up in a minute, but let's just take a peek. And we're literally in somebody's backyard. It's a cool little spot though. All the benches here were donated by local people, I guess as most parks are, but I can always appreciate that kind of stuff. Enjoy the woods. I will try. When we head out of here, we're going to go up the other side back through that meadow. And then on the other side of the meadow is St. John's Woods, which I have only gone through maybe half of it. I just recently kind of discovered this place, even though I've lived here for a long time. I didn't get a chance to really look around that much. But now, let's say just that life has changed immensely, and I have a lot more time to check this stuff out. Another poocher up there. Don't know if they'll be heading this way or not, but we'll have the mask at the ready. Lou. They have the whole family out. Is it sad that I thought the dogs were cuter than the kid? Yeah, hang me for that. We're just about a mile in now. So as you can tell, this place isn't massive. It's just big enough. I would definitely consider this an easy trail. And this does connect up with a bike trail that goes for quite a distance. And I've only done maybe, well, I'm going to say I did the majority of it once. But that was a long time ago. Maybe I should try doing that again at some point. Now, I'm not going to take all these ways because that basically just goes through a residential area. Although, you know what? Yeah, that one's just the one that goes through a residential area, so we're not going to really see much there, but let's go down this way. We'll be aside from the residential area. It's amazing how fast the snow has melted. Yesterday, at this time, it was actually still kind of snowing a little bit, blowing really hard. And there was probably at least an inch and a quarter on the ground. And as you can see, just a handful of hours in the 40 degrees has changed that immensely. Ground's still frozen though, which I'm quite thankful for right now. Because otherwise this would be a soupy, suck your boot in mess. And I don't feel like boot fishing today. Like I said, we are literally just right off civilization right here. And you can see where this other lead-in comes in. That's where you would make the loop through the residential area. But not a lot of point in showing you some people's houses because that ain't nature. But it is part of the bike path. And maybe if I'm still here in the summer, because I am looking to relocate sometime in the nearest future, or at least when COVID's dealt with. But maybe if I'm still around here, we'll do the bike run. Do this whole thing in a fraction of the time. You can also tell too that the clouds are very steel gray out here. For anybody that hasn't ever lived in the Midwest, this is pretty normal. You can actually look it up. It's verifiable on the internets, but we see less sun than most states in the country. Which, I mean, I used to love it, but the older I get, the more depressing it seems, especially when you're stuck by yourself 95% of the time. Or in the case of this past couple of weeks, 100% of the time. Hopefully the audio comes out pretty good on here and we can have some walking ASMR. Which is something I've never completely understood the idea of, but I do like Bob Ross and listening to that paintbrush just scrape across the canvas, so maybe I half get it. I guess I don't get it with everything in life, but don't need to. So many people in this day and age seem to get mildly crappy when you're not into the thing that they're into or don't understand it and things of that nature. And it's not me being shitty. It's just more, it's not my thing, which is fine. I'm sure the things that I'm into are not the things that other people are into, and there's nothing wrong with that. Always remember, people, diversity should be celebrated, not hated on. Starting to finally warm up a little bit on this walk. It was a little chilly. We might go back that way, but I want to walk over to St. John's Woods because that's where this is going to end up taking us. And the last time I was through here, it was starting to get really dark, so I didn't even really get a chance to see most of it. Because I really didn't want to get stuck in there, you know. When I was a kid, I used to go out in some forest areas that were around, and there was more than a few times that the sun went down and got a little misplaced. thankfully they weren't huge, so it's not like, being stuck up in the Northern Territory of Canada where they couldn't find you for years or at all. But when you're, like 10 or 12, still made for a dicey situation. If memory serves, there is a lookout point up here, so maybe we can get a little bit of a slight overhead view. Somebody else coming up. You know what I think we'll do? We'll just kind of skate over here for a minute and kind of take in a little something something while he goes by. As you can see out here, the deadfall is still real. And you can see people still walking around out there. That guy's just sitting on his phone, so I'll just mask up again and go through. Anybody know what that stuff is right there? You know to try and stay out of it, which is why I'm walking right through it. Yeah, I know, I'm an idiot. Mask up and get by this person.
And he's like, I didn't know how to do that.
Well, as the sign says, we'll go that way. I am thankful for the people that do take the precautions under these times. Check that out. Just dumped right over. And it gets a little bit thicker than it was back in the other woods. We did have a crazy windstorm. God, I don't know, about a month ago. About the time I quit smoking. And I imagine that's when most of these trees got pushed over. Those are some really widdly trees. But a lot of this stuff fell over around that time. That one just fell perfectly. Threaded the needle. I'm kind of amazed at how many people are here today. Happy about it, but still amazed. I'm sure the microphone that I'm using isn't picking all this up, but you can just hear the snow melting everywhere. It's pretty cool. Well, let's go down Tanglewood Drive. I don't think there's a lot of people around this way. Hear people screaming at each other. And as I said before, there's civilization right there, so we're not far off the beaten trail, but just far enough. pretty sure that this is kind of an exit that would take you down the other part of the bike trail. So we might end up backtracking a little bit, but it's all right. Gives you a few extra 100 feet under the mileage. Yeah, this empties out to the bike trail. But whilst we're here, might as well give you a shot of the sign. This is where I dumped out the last time when I came through here. Yeah, I'll abide by the no smoking, but the vaping thing is getting really tired of people hammering down on that. Since I have quit smoking, I've been vaping for a little while now to try and stave off the habit, but it is now 110% the only way I get my nicotine. So I am a vaping advocate. I can tell you that it's helped me start breathing a heck of a lot better, and hopefully keeps me off cigarettes, and hopefully be a better person for it. Just enough of a breeze that the little bits of leaves that are stuck on the trees are vibrating. I'm sure, yet again, that's something you won't be able to hear very well, or at all. Well, let's go along this way. I do like the topography around here. It actually, the ups and downs are nice. I'll do a video someday of a normal walk around town or something, and see how flat that is. More incoming. Hello. I'll give them credit. At least they do what I do anyway. I don't like to wear the mask full time since I have to do that at work most of the time. But there we go, that's a nice little view. But what I do appreciate is when you come within 6 feet of each other, you just mask up. It's all about protecting each other, you know. A lot of people don't seem to understand that. All I hear is those masks don't help you. Oh no, they don't. They help me help you. And if we all did that for each other, we would have a lot less of a problem, and I could actually take the road trip that I wanted to take. Since so many of the states I wanted to go to are shut down or force quarantine upon entry, it's kind of put a nix into that plan. But I'm hoping with the vaccine out there that things will start changing sooner than later. I see more people, they're loud. They're very loud. I'll check that out. Same deal, it just blew right over. It's like the roots didn't even try to hang on. It's amazing that it's dry under there too. Another passerby. Yep, that's all I require. Friendly wave and a head nod. Don't even have to open the mouth and start talking about stuff. It's fine, at least right now. If we weren't in the middle of a pandemic, I would love to hear what he has to say. Here we are in somebody's backyard again. Have to be weird living in these houses, watching people just kind of walk. I'm thankful they put up with it, though. Thank you, people. That was a big tree. I think that's a branch off trail that kind of just comes around and links in. If this video is garbage, I'll still put it up, but I will work to make it a little bit better and more enjoyable for everybody. If you don't want to hear me talk anymore, just say the word, and put music on or something like that, but kind of treating this as if I were walking around with somebody else that won't answer any of my comments or questions. But that was kind of the inspiration behind even doing this. Well, not walking, but videoing the walk, is not having anybody to talk to. I'm usually listening to music. That's another way out, but we're not ready to head out yet. So leave a little something in the comments, anybody that watches this. What kind of music are you guys into? I'm kind of old school 70s through 90s, 60s through 90s rock, punk rock, heavy metal guy. But I appreciate everything. I do listen to a bit of everything. I like old country and folk music, Americana music, some jazz, classical. I'm a music guy. Normally I would have a little bit more energy for this microphone, but I'm trying to be courteous of any of the other walkers around here. I don't want to be like those kids that walked by just screaming their heads off. And with that comment, I just dated myself. I'm old. Deal with it. Thought I heard a crow. Or a squirrel. We do have a lot of squirrels out here, different kinds. We have red, black, and gray. The black ones are kind of a little bit more rare. They seem to be in one specific part of the city, but you see them. Or sometimes in the summertime I'll see them sleeping in my tree in the backyard or something like that, which is always just adorable. Very pretty out here. Well, barring that. But when you stay looking this way, it's very, very, very pretty. I like it. Once the pandemic starts to lift, I do have other plans of wanting to, I do want to go out to Colorado and get on top of a mountain out there. Preferably one that sits over the clouds. It's kind of a life goal bucket list thing that I have going on. I would like to go down to Texas and check out some of the trails, if not Texas, then Arizona, one of those desert-like areas. 'Cause I've only flew over them. I've never actually been there to see them. And this is what I'm very typically used to, so it'd be nice to have a complete changeover from being in a dead swamp wood, which still has a beauty all its own. Sort of like finding the beauty in death. It's there. Just gotta look. Another person up on the outlook. I'll take a peek up there. I'm assuming they're going to be jumping off soon. Oh, look at that big fall. I do like the twisty trees. You have to wonder how they grew like that. It's crazy. That's where we came from. All closed up. And I'm pretty sure that this way is still part of the bike trail, but we'll go down it. Let's not jump up there. There's a lot of people back that way. I swear I'm not usually fearful of people. It's just there's a lot of anti-maskers around here, and I don't feel like getting in the middle of it. Call it a thing. Ooh, this is nice. Bottom's made out of that fake wood, plastic type stuff. Not as slippery as the other stuff was. There's yet another way out through somebody's side yard, which is cool. I can get on board with that as long as they're cool with it. Slow up a bit since there's a guy up in front of me. Kind of start meandering a little bit and give them some space. Cute. Now here we are coming back up the other side of Wintergarden Woods where we came in. Not all that long of a trail, really. Only been out here for about 45 minutes, which is not bad. Easy walk for people, not a lot of grade. So if you're in Bowling Green or around Bowling Green or gonna be in Bowling Green, check out Wintergarden Park. Totally worth it. And we'll take this all the way back up to the truck. That's just a little loop over there. Not even gonna bother going down that way. Some more people. It's amazing how many people are here today. The place is usually completely empty. Or it has been the last 2 or 3 times I've been here. Though I will admit, it was like 23 last time I was out here. So I guess this makes sense. And then maybe the next video will be a walk around town at night or something like that. It's supposed to rain tonight, but who doesn't like a nice little watery walk every now and again? And frankly, I haven't put enough miles on my feet yet today. This is just a little over 2 miles, so not really all that bad. Now that we're back, I will say thanks for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you did, there'll be more to come. Let me know what you like and didn't like. We'll go from there. Bye.